Is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, giving out free picks, our best bets, always our premium picks. We've got NBA draft lottery results, and of course, Major League Baseball and NBA game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think this might be my game of the year. This is about as easy as it gets. Anyways, Chris, what did you think of the lottery? Pretty explosive scene in San Antonio. The Rockets ended up, fourth?
Yeah.
And the Pistons fifth, right, in this lottery. So, pretty crazy. Looks like Damian Lillard might get some help in Portland. And the Hornets, making out pretty good with the number 2.
Yeah, it looks like there's partying in the streets of San Antonio. Saw lots of crazy scenes yesterday. People rolling with the Spurs flags, hanging out the window, honking or driving through the streets. So there's some excitement for Wembanyama to come back. And I was talking to Big Al about it, and he's excited too. To have a game-changing player like Wembanyama coming to San Antonio. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Rod, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think he does. He lives up to the hype. Being the first one, I think he does good.
I've never seen him play at all, so I have no idea. But most of the guys that they were talking about as high draft picks, I've never seen any of them. Right, so it was interesting when that's the case. Once in a while it's Luka, once in a while it's Darko. You never know. We're gonna find out though.
The one highlight of his that stands out to me is he shot a 3. It clanked off the back of the rim, and he went back and slammed it back as a put back on his own shot.
Right? Gets his own rebound off a 3. Slammed her in there.
Some good Major League Baseball yesterday. See if we can follow up with some solid games today. Got the Pirates and the Tigers, the Dodgers and the Twins, and the Rockies and the Reds. Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rockies at home. Normally I'm not a huge Austin Gomber fan, but he's definitely turned it around after a rough first 4 starts of the year. He had an ERA up around 12. Since then, he's given up just 6 runs over those 4 starts. Graham Ashcraft, he had a bit of a better start after getting rocked against the White Sox a couple starts ago, but still, he's given up 12 runs in his last 2 starts. Going to a hitter-friendly environment at Coors. Don't think he's going to do a whole lot here. I think Austin Gomber right now the better option, and I like the Rockies at home in this one, so give me Colorado.
Rod?
And for me in these ones, I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers here. Just playing the better ball are these Tigers, and pure fate of Rich Hill. Rich Hill's off to a good start this season, but I think he regresses to the back of his baseball card. As we've seen in his last start, he only went a few innings and was about to get roughed up really bad now when they pulled him first. Before he got crazily roughed up. I don't know if they pull him in this one. I think the Tigers get to him early and often and drive him right out of this game. And you look at the Pirates and definitely fallen off 2-8 in their last 10 and struggling to score. Can't score runs. You're not going to beat anybody. So give me the Tigers here in this one.
I'll go with the under in the Dodgers Twins. May and Gray. It's going to be tough to score on either of these guys. Sonny Gray has got 1.36 and Dustin May's been absolutely straight fire. Last night's game was pretty exciting. I think the Twins put out a few fires in that one. But I think this one's going to be the lower scoring side. So I'll take the under. I think it's pretty surprising to see May here as this big favorite here, with the numbers that Gray has put up. Is part of that, maybe the stigma of Sonny Gray because of those Yankee days. I think part of it is. So I think that might be a little bit of value on the Twins, but at the same time, I think the better play is the under. Go to our next set of games. We got the A's and the Diamondbacks, Giants and the Phillies, and the Padres and the Royals. Rod?
And these ones, I'm going to go with the Giants here back at home. They beat up the Phillies yesterday. Just hung on 4-3 in that one. And I'm just not a Taiwan Walker guy. We've seen what he can do. He can definitely give up runs quick, early, and often. In this one, I like the over as well. I think runs come early and often. As both starting pitchers don't equate to who wins this one. I think both teams can get some runs, and we get an over 9.5. But I like the Giants to get the win. Playing the better ball. Philly on the road, 9-15. I think I seen a stat where the Giants have beat them quite a bit straight, 6 straight or something, 7 straight on the streaks. I think that streak continues to roll. Fade the Phillies on the road.
I'll take another shot here on the Royals. I cashed on them yesterday. I'm going to cash on them again today. The Padres are just so overrated, and I just think all the value here is on the Royals. The Padres are a sub 500 team, so even though they have all the hype that that goes around them, they just have not delivered on it. So no reason to believe that the Royals aren't where 100% of the value is. Take the run line if you must, or just take the Royals straight up. I guess we could take the run line since there's plenty of room there, plenty of meat on the bone, as they say in this one. Take the run line, take the money line, first 5, the whole 9 yards, the catalog, as they say. Chris?
The smorgasbord. I'm gonna take the over 9 between the Diamondbacks and the A's. Ryan Nelson, not my favorite pitcher in that Diamondbacks rotation. After Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, I think there's a big drop off from number 2 to number 3 in that Diamondbacks rotation. Ryan Nelson just been prone to giving up a fair number of runs this season. And Luis Medina only made 2 starts this year, has an ERA up over 8. I think, with both offenses coming to play yesterday, I think we still have some runs on the board here for Wednesday's game. So give me the over between the Diamondbacks and the A's.
Okay, go to our next set, and it's the Orioles and the Angels. Rod's favorite pitcher, Griffin Canning. He's a Canning guy. Canning.
Can-do attitude.
Canning. Got the Marlins against the Nationals, and the Blue Jays against the Yankees. Oh, man. Kevin Cosman show. Ugly. Yesterday is the Blue Jays lose again. Yeah, it's a tough set for me, but I'm gonna roll with the Yankees here. It looks like a light line, and Bassett has pitched well. We saw him pitch in the number 1 spot last year with the Mets, plenty. But Cole's having a pretty good season. He hasn't played his best games recently, but I think the Blue Jays are fraud pretty much. So no reason to believe. I mean, you're not playing the Pirates this week, right? I'll take the Yankees in that one. I'd probably lay the run line on top of it as well. I think you're getting plus 150 on the run line there in that one. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Nationals here at plus money against the Marlins. I like the Marlins. I like the makeup of this team, and I think they're going to provide some value down the road. But I like Mackenzie Gore. I like what I've seen from him up to this point. He's actually been better on the road, and he doesn't give up a whole lot. And I think that's going to be key here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think it's going to be one that the Nationals end up winning behind another strong start from Mackenzie Gore. So give me the Nationals at plus 105.
Rod, Canning.
Definitely not Canning. Well, I'll take the Orioles in that one. In that one, Canning.
This is where
his last 3 starts,
I'm a Canning guy.
Definitely not Canning. Yeah. He's got a nice 8.56 ERA over his last 3 starts, and I think this Orioles team can rough him up. And maybe get later in the game, this Orioles bullpen definitely can shut down the Angels late as well. Holding teams, what is it, 2 point, just a little bit above 2 ERA is the Orioles bullpen. So give me the Orioles in that one. Fade of Canning early, and the bullpen comes in and shuts down the Angels late.
All right. Got the Red Sox and the Mariners, the Mets and the Rays, and the Cardinals and the Brewers. Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Milwaukee Brewers here. I like this matchup for the Brewers. I liked it with Corbin Burns against Adam Wainwright. I also like it against Matthew Liberatore making a season debut here. And Corbin Burns normally has strong numbers against the St. Louis Cardinals. Sub-2 ERA in his last 5 starts against them. I think the Brewers figured something out on Tuesday. I think they close out the deal on Wednesday as well. Give me the Brewers in this one.
And for me, I like the over in Seattle and Boston. Gonzalez with a nice 4.42 ERA. Bello with a 5 ERA. I think runs come early and often in that one. And you look head to head, 22-5 in the last 27 meetings to the over. 22-8-1 the last 31 in Boston. Definitely bring your glove to the ballpark today in Boston. Take the over 9.5.
All right, I'm on the Rays against the Mets. No reason to get off the horse. I was on the Rays yesterday, premium pick on that thing, and I'm gonna ride the Rays again here. Senga was good in his first couple starts for the Mets, but once the film came out, the scouting reports, well, he got knocked around. And if there's a team that's going to knock you around, it's going to be the Rays. They've knocked around pretty much everybody this season, so no problem here. I'm going to take the Rays in that one. All right, we go to our next. We're moving quickly right along here. Got the Rangers and the Braves, the Astros and the Cubs, and the White Sox, and the Guardians. Rod.
I'm going to take a shot here with the Cubs and Drew Smiley in this one. When you look at JP France guy in he's not bad. His first 2 couple starts this season. Lost the first one. He got no decision, got a win, and his last time out went 6 innings. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 home run. But Smiley, you look at Smiley, he's having a good start to his season, and you got a nice plus money on him here. I'm going to go with the Cubs lost yesterday. I think they bounce back and grab a win here. It'll be the Cubs over the Astros.
I strongly disagree with Rod. France is seen as one of the top prospects in all of baseball, and he's done nothing but deliver on that. On those expectations.
I didn't say it was awful. I say it was off to a good start. I didn't say it was awful.
I know, but I'm going to say disagree with the pick because he's sensational. He's not good. He's been sensational. His first 2 starts ever. He's only going to get better. He's up against the Cubs without their best player. The Cubs the offense has been a little punchless without Horner in there. They couldn't even get to Montero the other night. That's how bad they are. Us 3 got to Montero in extra innings. It's like he's. Without Nico Horner, the Cubs lineup just is not the same. Madrigal is hardly the same player as Nico Horner, who's one of the top, who's the Cubs' best player, and the Cubs just don't have the depth to be able to afford to miss a guy like that. They just don't, especially against the World Series champions on the road. I just throw it out there. But anyways, I'll get to my own pick. Mind my own business. Oh man, I like the Braves against the Rangers. Certainly not a play on Spencer Strider. More of a play of fading Nathan Eovaldi, who I always think is overrated. I think Strider is closer to a minus 180 is where he should be in this game, and we're getting him at minus 150. So even though he's a favorite, value play. Taking the Braves. Chris?
Yeah, that leaves me with the White Sox and the Guardians. And
sure
I'm
does.
I'm gonna roll with the over here. I'm not a fan of this pitching matchup. Peyton Battenfield, getting roughed up for much of this season, and the Guardians also just don't seem to win with him on the mound. So I like the over here, but I'm also going to lean towards the White Sox. Think they just win a higher scoring game. Wouldn't be surprised if they tee off and chase Battenfield from this game early, but I also don't trust the White Sox bullpen. So give me the over 9 would lean towards Chicago.
All right. Moves us over back to the NBA where we started the show talking about the draft lottery. But game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals here, we got the Heat and the Celtics. And this is an interesting matchup because you got the Celtics, who are the most popular team in the NBA, coming off of a very public win in Game 7 against the Sixers. And Now you've got the Heat, who've been sitting on the sidelines just resting after busting up the number 1 seed Bucks, and the New York Knicks making it look easy, while the Celtics went a full 7 against the Sixers. Chris, any thoughts?
I really like the over in this game. I hear a lot of people saying game one, probably expect a little bit of a slower pace, more low scoring game, but I think it's the opposite. Boston scored 112 plus in all but one of their playoff home games this year through the first 2 rounds. Um, I think they're going to be able to score some points here. Both meetings against Miami in Boston, the regular season went over the total. And I think for Miami, it was always going to be a bit of a slugfest against the New York Knicks. That was going to be a defensive series. But we saw Miami against the Bucks really be able to put up points in bunches, especially when Jimmy Butler takes over. He had a great Eastern Conference final against the Celtics last year. So I think you're going to see a lot of Jimmy Butler here. I think you're going to see a lot of points. I like the over 210.5, 211.
Rod?
Yeah, I agree. I like the over as well. I think it's just a touch low at 211. I think we can easily get into the mid 215, 218, somewhere in that range. In this one, you look Heat 8-1 to the over in their last 9 road games. Well, the Celtics 6-1 in their last 7, following a straight up win of 10 or more points. So we got more of a track meet. Everybody's thinking it's going to be defensively, and as Chris says, and I think we get the over. It's 8-2 in the last 10 meetings between these two as well. So yeah, definitely. Heat. Celtics over.
Heat on the money line for me, 3-1 on your money, and about as easy as a 3-1 on your money as you will ever see in the history of sports. I do this for a living. I talk about this stuff every day, and once in a while you see one that just says, oh my God, they're giving out money, and this is the game right here. It doesn't get any easier than this. The Celtics coming off of a very, very public, very much highly viewed win over the 76ers, but you have to remember it was a Game 7. Jason Tatum with his biggest playoff game, a lot of ass patting, a lot of celebrating, a lot of whooping it up, and a lot of look how good the Celtics are. But the last time the Heat played the Celtics, and the Heat were not playing well at the time, they went into Boston and busted them up something fierce. And the Celtics were playing at the top of their game at the time, and it was oogly, as they say. And I'll tell you what, this is a team that matches up extremely well against the other team because they are built to beat them. And that's exactly what you're going to see in this game. In fact, the game before that, they beat them again. And it's like the time when they didn't beat him was when Jimmy Butler didn't play. He was injured at the beginning of the season. The Celtics won those games. Congratulations. But the last 2 games, nothing fun about it for the Celtics. They got whooped at home, and I believe they were right in the middle of a winning streak when that happened, too. I'm going to tell you what, the Heat are going to bust them up. They won both of the first 2 playoff series outright. As road dogs, they have been the king of the road dog role in this entire playoffs. And once again, all the squares in town, all the public jersey wearing, bandwagon jumping people in the world are all on the Celtics coming off of that last performance. I will tell you this much. Not on Jimmy Bucket's watch. Not going to happen. Taking the Heat money line, getting 3-1 on our money. It doesn't get any easier than this in sports betting. These are once a year opportunities. Except of course the plus 175 we got in the Heat against the Bucks in a very similar situation. That was fantastic. You guys can check my premium pick record. It's there. I love this one the same. He doesn't have to beat them by himself. That guy Kyle Lowry, what used to be the main man when he was on Toronto, it was his team, right, at that time too. So he doesn't really have to do it by himself. He's got a lot of help on that team, and Bam and all these other guys. Believe me, they're way better than the Celtics team that took 7 games to beat a really bad Sixers team. Anyways. It's not fandom. This is just fading the most public play, and I'm not like a square public fade guy type thing, but there is no squarer play in the history of square plays than the Celtics tonight. I mean, it sets up coming off of the Game 7, the Sunday afternoon, the only game in town, the Jason Tatum show, the ass slapping, the whooping it up, the running up of the score, and all those things. And who plays against those teams the best? Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy. These are his moments. These are his teams. This Heat team is built to beat the Celtics, and the coaching matchup, it's not even close. It's basically 100-1 if you want to count the coaching thing. Even the staunchest Celtic fan, backer, whatever. I mean, this coaching matchup is not even close. It is really bad. The Celtics beat the Sixers. How bad were the Sixers in the coaching department? Coach firing bad. Not playing coach firing bad in this one. You saw Lowry at the Sizzler Salad Bar. I used to see Charles Oakley at the craps table when I lived in Chicago. Used to play craps with him. Like the dice looked like little pinheads.
Little pebbles.
In his hand. Yeah. He had the end part of the table, and he had the whole thing. Like, I'm not even trying to get in there, post up.
I was gonna say, like, he's boxing out.
It's like, can I get in here for, can I play in this spot? Like,
he starts boxing you out, looking up for the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at the head-to-head, the last time out in Boston, yep, Jason Tatum at 31, and everybody else, zilch O. In that one, actually, in that game, that last one in Boston that the Heat won, we'll do the Rod famous one here. No Butler. They beat him without Butler last time, and the time before that, no Butler. Time before that, overtime in Miami. Jimmy Buckets, 25 points. Bam, 28 points. Lowry, 20 points. Celtics, Horford, 6 points. Brown, 37 points. Tatum, 14 points. Smart, 18 points. It's all the same cast of characters. All right. Brings us to the parlay. Outside of that, I think the Heat are going to win out.
Yeah, for my parlay today, I'll go with trio of overs. I'm going to go with the over between the Heat and the Celtics, over between the White Sox and the Guardians, and the over between the Diamondbacks and the A's.
And for me, I'm going to go with the Reds on the money line, Tigers on the money line, and the Heat and Celtics over the total.
All right, let me do the parlay builder. Freaking tennis.
You don't want to put a tennis in the parlay.
Going with the Rangers. Oh, wait, I gave out the Braves in my other pick, so I can't do that one. Tampa Bay Rays, San Francisco Giants, Cleveland Indians. $10 pays $90.79. Top porch play. Points. I say Heat money line. Why leave the money on the table? There hasn't really been a lot of close playoff games this year. Very, very few. Just wanted to jump in here and say, Chris, you're killing the home run props right now. Keep up the good work, Chris.
Thank you. We had a great day with him yesterday. We'll hopefully do it again today.
There it goes, Rod. How long did it take to go straight to his head? 10 seconds?
No. I know with those home run props that it's like you have good days and there's days where you go over and it's like
Petting your dog over there, or are you stroking your ego?
Well, like some days I can understand, because some days when you hit good, but then you're good for a few days, right? So even if you go 0-5 or you get a couple wrong over the last couple of days, you're way ahead. You're on their dime for a little bit. That's how these home run props work. When you look, there's nobody hitting over. There's one guy I think I looked today in the last 10 games that's hitting over 60%. All the other ones are at 40% or less that they hit home runs at that rate. So that's why they're at 5 times their money. A lot of them.
I like Aaron Judge today.
Like Aaron Judge today?
Yeah,
I like Nolan Arenado today. We're going to hit a home run off Earth.
Not if there's runners on base.
Two leg parlay. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Luis Robert.
You already did your parlay.
I'm just saying for the home runs.
But another parlay?
Yeah, I'll do another one. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's going on here on this show. Chaos.
Sprinkles and hot fudge? You crazy.
Rules have gone out the window.
Nice.
It's like on Jeopardy, they said, sprinkles go by this other name. What are Jimmy's? It's like the layup question of all time. It's like, who do you think you're asking this question to? It's like
that's Final Jeopardy. It's like, I knew I should have bet more than $50.
What are Jimmy's? It's like, what? What kind of question is that? All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Let's make it a winning day. Who will be the lead scorer in the NBA tonight? Jimmy Buckets. Anyways, Mitch, thanks for joining us. Let's make it a winning day. I'm going to try and act more professional